Want to represent a three-dimensional object schematically. So here is one of the solids that we can construct. This is one of our not regular. Here's a polyhedron. This is a rhombocube octahedron, and this is one of Leonardo da Vinci's drawing. So we have this object here that consists of a number of square sides, a number of triangular sides, and they're fitted around a framework. And one of the problems that an artist is going to face is, well, how do I draw something like this in a way that it makes sense? And Leonardo's particular solution here is we can draw the framework of the object. We can draw the object as a framework, and then you can sort of see the internal structure of that. You can see, to some extent, what's on the other side. Well, Dürer takes a step further on that, and Dürer takes these solids and essentially takes a solid, a three-dimensional object, and unwraps it, and so that we get a two-dimensional, as it were, plan of how to construct that solid. So here's Dürer and the dodecahedron unwrapped. Likewise, our rhombocube octahedron from the previous page. So if I were to unwrap this polyhedron here, I would end up with this as my schematic. And this is actually nowadays a fairly important idea in terms of representing any sort of solid figure, what's described as a polyhedral net. And this is almost nowadays a standard way of describing it. Well, we draw a picture of it, but then we say, well, here's how you can construct your own. And again, another interesting connection here. Remember, Nuremberg is the center of the German printing industry, and Dürer notes that if you take a sphere, you can unwrap it in exactly the same way. The difference is that you won't quite get perfect flatness there because of the curvature of the sphere, but we can essentially unwrap it into what you might think about as a sequence of orange wedges that have been flattened out. And this goes back to a fairly common problem in the time period of this spherical projection problem. And this particular decomposition of a sphere as a flat map shows up in the Waldseemüller map. Predates Dürer's use by about 20 years. Historical significance of that one is this is the first map to use the designation America for the New World. Okay, so let's